Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to review the parachain slots on Kusama. This is video 2. And what we're looking at is the next couple of slots that will be filled. So right now Calamari just won this morning. They won the next slot. They are number 7. So the next one estimated is going to be Basilic. They have 180K. Kusama locked in their crowd loan. Number 9 looks to be Altair. And then the last two I think might battle it out. But right now, Parallel Heiko at 39K is the next to win. And then Poco is the one that might not make it. But it depends on how this one plays out. So, you can see which ones are, if this one picks up more KSM as it draws closer. The most generous blockchains ranked differently based on how much how much of their relative market cap they give you per KSM. The most generous is Poco, with number 2 being Calamari. Maybe that's why Calamari just won, because they're one of the more generous ones. Altair, number 3, Basilic, number 4, and Parallel Heiko, number 5. So that is the order comparative to each other. And if you're wondering what formula I use, it's pretty simple. I just do tokens, tokens per KSM, which is that Q number. Tokens per KSM divided by total supply, and then times 1 billion to standardize it. And that way, if they have 1 billion down here, it gets rid of the denominator. So, it just standardizes the relative market cap capture. So you can see that the Calamari, I'm going to go these in order based on slots. And Calamari is the one that just won, so you can't really participate in that. But these other ones might be something you might consider as a relative opportunity to stake your KSM and get high yields. And I'll go over each one, describing what they do and what you can and then you could decide for yourself if you think you're going to get good yields. Okay, so finally I'll just go over what those R values really are. So for Calamari, it was 1,000. For Poco, the one that was most generous, if there's 20,000 KSM given, which is right now, they have a 6,000 R, which is really high. If they get a 100,000, it's 1,200 R, which is still it's higher than all the other ones. But that's with a 1,000K. They have a million cap, which is actually bigger than the others. So that could actually go down by 10-fold, which case, they would be less generous if a lot of people give them KSM. And I think they might, and I'll just describe that later. And then the next most generous was Calamari at 1,000 R. And then, let's see, number 8 was Basilic with a 600 R. So you can see that how this helps you compare how much of the relative market cap they're giving. And then Altair was 800 R. And then, let me see, last one is Poco, being the most generous. Or, no, the last one was this one. Parallel Heiko, which was actually kind of low compared to the others. Okay, so finally, I'm going to go in order of slots and just dig into it. So Calamari is, its ticker is KMA, 10 billion tokens. It's not trading yet. Market size, it's on-chain privacy and DeFi. Gives Kusama ZK snarks to transactions and swaps, hundreds of trillions size market. But there's a lot of competition. But keep that in mind. But this is a privacy play, which means it will not get support by retail because it won't be on centralized exchanges. Retail basically only knows how to use centralized exchanges for the most part right now, but that is something to consider. If you want retail money pouring into your project, this one probably won't get it, but it probably will get support by people who value privacy. The token inflation is irrelevant. It is a deflationary rebates, redemptions, burns token, so that is good. So deflation being that the burns are kind of like a semi-dividend, and it will converge on a time value of money, meaning it'll be value. If it captures a lot of traffic, it will be successful. What are ZK snarks? They're zero knowledge, succinct, non-interactive arguments of knowledge. That's what a ZK snark is. Zero knowledge is to prove something without giving the knowledge out. Like, for example, if I prove I know where something is located without giving up its location. And there's just various different ways of accomplishing this. Succinct means compact, precise, express without wasted words. So as a computer developer, basically it means you're not accomplishing this feat with huge amounts of data, unnecessary data. So it's small packets of information accomplishing the goal here. And so basically it is the ability to interact with unknown parties in a private manner. All right. And finally, who is the team? The team is Shumo Chu, PhD in computer science, research scientist out Algorand, so that is a powerful thing right there. Sigmong is the best demo award that he got, which is recognition for his data systems management. Victor J, Masters at Harvard Economics, Unified Protocol Advisor, and Kenny L, MBA at MIT. Excuse me for that. I don't know if you guys can hear that lawnmower. I'm trying to go somewhere quiet. Let me see. Let me see if this room will work. Okay. Finally, let's see. Okay, so I just did Calamari. Let's go to the next one. So Basilic is BSX. Okay, so this first one that we just did to Calamari, you can't really participate in. I just did it, so for records. I already participated in that one, but that one's already over. And there's 8 through 10 left. So those, 3 slots that might get filled, over the next couple of weeks. So you might want to look into these projects for those last couple of slots. And this one might make it, so that's why I'm covering it as well. So Basilic is BSX, total supply 100 billion, not trading yet. 15% supply is going to the crowd loan, so its relative contribution is 600. Market size, liquidity. So what does Basilic do? It is liquidity bootstrapping protocol. Its mission is to enable frictionless liquidity for long tail crypto assets, which is, like the very small market cap stuff with, Uniswap type liquidity pools. Inflation, 50% release at the 10-month mark, minimized trading fees. So basically, I don't like the token model on this one that much, but it does give you a discount for services provided, and also governance. So that means it's ownership of the platform, and it should see some success. But I usually like some burns or something else in there. But it gives you lower collateralization ratios, so it gives you some benefits on their platform for having the token. Long tail crypto is basically, selling low volume to many customers, so there's not huge liquidity, but, if you want to exit it, you can do small amounts over a long period of time. Liquidity bootstrapping is configurable rights pools or smart pools. Basically, Uniswap is an example of liquidity bootstrapping. Unknown if they will have Uniswap version 3. If they have Uniswap version 3, I would be very happy. I would love to use something like Uniswap version 3 in a trusted environment with low fees. Ethereum is outrageously expensive. I do use it, but Ethereum fees can be upwards of thousands of dollars just to add or create liquidity pools. I would like it if you could do that for $1 or less. And so that would be amazing. Hopefully they will have version 3 of Uniswap, but that is unknown. But what we do know is they will have XYK pools, which is the version 2 of Uniswap. So this is a Uniswap type thing on Kusama. It is a liquidity and exchange. Developers, Jacob Gregus, Chief Technical Officer, 3K followers on Twitter. Developer, Z Prime Capital in 2019. Fragment Liquidity. And in 2017, he has a long history of Rust. And people who vouch for this project, Robert Harbermere, who is Polkadot, one of the 3 Polkadot founders. So that is a very valuable vouch. Dan Reeser from the Akala network has also expressed support, and he will integrate this into the back of Korora. So that is also a valuable thing. So this thing is not only a Uniswap, but it's a liquidity pools as well. All right, so why choose .sama? Why did this project end up using the .sama ecosystem? They said most advanced SDK. I've been telling you guys that for a while. Advanced on-chain governance. I think Polkadot has the best on-chain governance there is. Governance is always going to be a difficult thing, but at least they have their governance completed. A lot of projects do not, which means that you don't this is why I think institutions will buy the .sama ecosystem, because they already know their role in the system. If I'm a big institution, why would I buy another project when I don't know what my role is going to be? .sama has their governance already figured out. They also have the best software tools for developers. And they have the shared security. I've mentioned that. It means it'll have the lowest operational costs of any blockchains. It'll high modularity, meaning you could take developer, that's the Metcalfe's law of developers. So this is developers pools. And they intercommunicate. So you capture Metcalfe's law of developers where other systems do not allow that. And other infrastructures built out like bridges, etc. But that's why they said they chose this ecosystem. So that's Basilica. Now for Altair, I made a big video on that. Their relative value is 800, but check the video up to the right. And basically that's all I'm going to say on Altair. So I already went deep into that one. All right, and for the last 2, which I think could switch, but you never know. So we'll see how it plays out. This one right now they're in the lead. So let's see if they keep that. Token is HKO, 1 billion tokens, not trading yet. And depending on how much they get, they're anywhere from 500 to 124 relative market share per KSM. Their token is governance, proof of stake security, profit sharing, incentives, fee burning. So that is all good stuff for the token. Money market fees, all their services provided. And more HKO means that you have more likely ability to be a validator. Okay, produce blocks for them. Market address is parallel finance, decentralized money market, lending, staking, borrowing, leverage, staking. That means you can unlock your KSM that is involved in staking. So that is good. You'll be able to use your KSM for other tasks while it is staking. 400 trillion market, highly competitive. So basically DeFi is what they're going for this layer 1. All right. And then the founder, UBR Ron, venture capital, CEO of 8 Decimal Capital, which managed 60 million. So that's good. He's got experience with managing money. And, he's made smart banking apps, etc. in 2008. So he's experienced for the founder. All right. And finally, this one's my favorite. Save the best for last. So Poco Smith, PKF, 0.2 billion tokens. Relative market cap is 6,000 through 1,200. Governance fees, incentives, and consensus. So that is what the token is used for. This is some of the things that will be built on this layer 1. NFT auction marketplace, open lending platform, cross-chain DEX, DeFi derivatives, decentralized insurance, prediction markets. I like the idea of insurance. I haven't heard of anyone being successful with that yet. This is why I like this project. The Kyber Foundation was Kyber network. This guy's from the Kyber Foundation, Kyber network. That was an early Ethereum project. So he has talent and skills, and has moved to Kusama and the .sama ecosystem because of frustration dealing with Ethereum. Their developer is a PhD, and the other two guys are IT. It's a one-stop dApp factory, interoperability with NFTs, DeFi, and Web3 ecosystem. So, leveraging, all of those things. And I like that they say unique user experience. Hopefully they will bring an easy-to-use, frictionless user experience to people. That's what we need. I like that they're saying broader, so hopefully they could be like an app where you get all your capabilities in one spot. So that one could be a very good one. And that is that one. And so hopefully, it's between these two whether or not what the community goes for. Parallel Heiko might win, Poco Smith might win. So, this one's one of the more generous with their market cap per token, but remember, keep an eye on how much KSM they end up locking up in their crowd loan. All right, so that is a summary of these projects. Hopefully you find this valuable, and in the future, I'm not going to go over the next ones because the slots aren't open, so there's no point just yet. And I'll just wait until the next slots are open, and then I'll do another video of the next 5 projects. That way we could stay on top of the Kusama ecosystem, and you can see Kusama has quite a bit of activity about to happen. But as of right now, as of September 4, this is the projects that are, you can look at Kusama and check the, you could see this data right here. But hopefully this information is valuable, and I'm going to probably do a community poll on my Patreon next. That's probably, I'm just going to go back to that because we did find very valuable projects there, and I'll keep doing it as long as we keep finding good stuff. All right, later, guys.